Game 1 of the NBA playoffs, Clippers-Grizzlies series. 4 versus 5 seeds in the West. Chris Paul, oh, what a season he's had for LA. Zach Randolph trying to rally the surprise team from last year's playoffs, those Memphis Grizzlies. Early on, all Memphis. Marc Gasol, nice roll there on the hook shot, the early 12-6 lead. Then Conley for O.J. Mayo for 3. Memphis 11 of 16 for 3. In the game, 29 score. Conley, Rudy Gay for another 3. Memphis up 23-9. Everything going well for the home team. Conley again, this time to Gasol. He had 12 points in the first half. Nice play there. 20-point lead already, and we're not even at the end of the first quarter. Second quarter we go. Quincy Pondexter to Maurice Spates, the hook shot. Now play getting chippy between DeAndre Jordan and Spates. Watch this. Both receiving technical foul. Clips won't go away, though. Alley-oop here. Jordan on the one-handed stuff. Thank you, Eric Bledsoe, for that. Nick Young, lefty layup. He had a team-high 10 points off the bench in the first half. Then off in this, Caron Butler gets the stuff. Back to within 11. But the Grizzlies, in transition, Conley catches the D sleeping. Great pass inside to Gasol for the uncontested jam. Gasol, 14 points in the game. 58-39, Memphis up at the half. Conley then getting hot from deep in the third quarter. Watch him here. Steps up from the outside. There's a 3. Again, Memphis, 11 trays in the game. Conley again, a 3. Conley again, a 3. Chris Paul losing him in the screen there. Great job by Rudy Gay. Conley again, 17 points in the game. Memphis up 84-57 with 2:12 to go in the third quarter. That's very important. It seemed like it's a victory, no question, for the Grizzlies. But then comes the fourth quarter. Eric Bledsoe gets that to go. More Clippers. Chris Paul on the run, looking for Nick Young here. Young hit back-to-back-to-back threes in a 1-minute span. That was the second one. Here's the next one. Clippers in transition again. Same spot for Young. He feels it. 19 points off the bench. It's a 3-point game. You've got to be kidding me. Just under 2 minutes to go. Paul, the drive to Reggie Evans. And the comeback is complete. A 40-12 run for the Clippers to take the lead by 1. Rudy Gay, 19 points. Ice water. Hits the jumper. 1-point lead for the Grizzlies. Now Chris Paul fouled on the inbound, hit 2 free throws, so the Clippers up by 1. Final seconds. Gay, the jumper for the win. No! The Grizzlies, franchise record 11 straight home wins to end the regular season, but they lay an egg in this one. Unbelievable. 76% shooting from the field in the fourth quarter for the Clippers as they win Game 1.
Oh, the drama in the 4-5 matchup out west. In Game 1, Chris Paul and the Clippers overcame a 27-point deficit to win it. But in Game 2, no Caron Butler. Rudy Gay and company looking to even the series up at a game apiece. We picked this one up with the Clippers up by 5 and Blake Griffin adding to the lead. It was 10-3. More from LAC. Up by 5, Chris Paul makes it a 7-point advantage for the road team. But the other way we go. Mike Conley inside to Zach Randolph, who's working on Blake Griffin, and he gets it to go. On to the second quarter we go. Randy Foye misses. Maurice Spates, the football pass, and Rudy Gay finishes it on the other end, reverse style. Just a 1-point deficit. Now O.J. Mayo on the blow-by. 1-point lead for the Grizzlies, 35-34. Quincy Pondexter, he drives and finds Marc Gasol, and Gasol gets the layup. 6-point advantage for Memphis. Back to LAC, Chris Paul, the pull-up triple. 2-point ball game, 49-47 with 47 seconds to go in the half. On to the third quarter we go. Tony Allen, oh, you know him as one of the top defenders in the league, and he turns it into a pair. 55-50, Memphis up by 5. Now Chris Paul up top. DeAndre Jordan with the emphatic slam. Right over Tony Allen. You can't defend that. The hoop and the foul. Conley off target. Zach Randolph, the putback. 65-58, Memphis by 7. Now Chris Paul driving. And then gets the layup. Just this 5-point game. Great move by CP3. Clippers hanging around within 4, but Rudy Gay with the 15-foot jumper. 71-65. More from Rudy Gay. Inside the turnaround over the defense. 75-69 Memphis. On to the fourth quarter we go, where it was O.J. Mayo time. With the big man on him. Mayo, the 3, right in Blake Griffin's face. Then it's off the pick and roll. Mo Williams to Blake Griffin. And here come the Clippers. Could they do it again? Another big-time comeback in the fourth quarter. Mo Williams over to Chris Paul. The 3 and the foul. Oh, the Grizzlies can just see it happening again. But in the end, it was too much Memphis. They weren't relinquishing this lead. Mayo, the triple, 88-79. Then Zach Randolph getting the roll, plus the foul. He makes the free throw, 95-84. They can taste it in Memphis like a good piece of barbecue. The series is going to be tied at a game apiece. Memphis hangs on to win it, beating the Clippers. Series tied at 1, Game 3, Saturday in L.A.
Randolph and Griffin here early.
Here's Foy spotting up, drinks a 3, and the Clippers have the lead for the first time. Memphis hit just 2 threes in game 2, and those were both by O.J. Mayo. One on the timer, Paul has to shoot, and beats the clock.
That's a big-time shot. Mike Conley can't defend that any better. A step back going to his right.
To go here in the first. Here's Foy, an open 3 as Pondexter didn't get out. That's a second 3 for Foy.
Just under 10, shooting 50%. Did a great job all season long in the absence of Zach Randolph.
Chris Paul with his second field goal. Will come back, but here he takes it to the bucket, and then Evans with a steal.
Who said this Kobe's town? This is Reggie Evans' town.
A 3-point opportunity for Paul. Bucket and a foul.
Chris Paul, you always wonder, should he be aggressive? Should he get his teammates involved? I believe this team is at their best when Chris Paul is on the attack, shoot the ball, be a
pace, but had 2 of his teammates trailing. Paul will take the jumper, a little off balance, but hit it anyway. A game high, 9 points for Chris Paul. He's had a good series, but couldn't finish there. Here goes Paul again. Fake the pass to his left, finds Mo Williams trailing for a 3.
Oh, you have the ability to do that. Here with the tough step back jumper, double clutch, knocks it down, and then on the break, he's going to find his running mate Mo Williams for the rhythm 3. Clippers up 6 here in
the magnitude of it. You know, it was a playoff game. It was on the road. It was game 1. It was emotional. And it's something that I know our team will never forget. But to tell you the truth, it means nothing if we don't win another game in a series.
And for Randolph to lead the way, but still Rudy Gay without a point. As the 3 goes for Mo Williams, his second triple of the first half.
Well, that's on Poindexter. Here's what I'm talking about. You see Pondexter, he's too far in the lane to get back to Mo Williams. You've got to know that your Pondexter change a shot.
Clippers shooting 52% from the field, yet only a 1-point lead as Paul fires and hits. That's 11 now for Paul, first player in double figures today.
If you want to send a message to the other team, stay off of our star player, they do that, not Blake.
And we get a first Griffin as he scrapes the sky and throws it down. 6, and the crowd definitely into it, and so is Blake Griffin engaged. 10 points and 7 assists for Paul.
Leads us into our LensCrafters court vision. This team is all about Chris Paul. He can share it, finding Mo Williams on the break for the 3-point shot, then to get wherever he wants to on the basketball court. You see the patience. He's got O.J. Mayo behind him, no panic. And then on defense, Could have gave up on this play. Easy basket for Rudy Gay, but no. He makes the hustle play. And Blake Griffin, I love how he's getting the ball and he's on the move. He's not facing up and pausing, taking it in motion. And we always know you're going to get one of those. And an unexpected at the half, poor pass by Maurice Spates. He gets the dunk, puts the clip.
Here's Butler trailing. And he knocks down the jumper. Second field goal for Caron Butler. It was Holly told you playing. Paul double team. Now Gasol backs off. It's one-on-one against Conley and Paul. Beautiful floater. Chris Paul, who turns 27 years of age tomorrow.
As neither of these teams can hold on to the basketball here today.
The three for Randy Foye. It ends a 4-minute drought without a field goal and another one to shoot.
You see, Rudy Gay comes in to stop Chris Paul penetration. Chris Paul makes the right. Conley knocks down the desperation Jay.
Here's Young from the corner, and he knocks down a three. Nick Young, so far in the playoffs, is the series even at 1 win apiece. Paul will take the three and knock it down. Big shot for Chris Paul to get
aggressive, guarding Marc Gasol down there. Let him take it down to Griffin as Paul knocks it down.
It's the fall away to give LA a 2-point lead. First lead since the midway point. Griffin. Here's Mayo, 5 to shoot. Gasol, great strip by Paul. Clippers ball. Chris Paul again on the defensive end. Makes a big play. 90 seconds left. LA by 2. Paul gets past Mayo. Great bounce pass. Griffin with the jam.
Never a question where you want to go in the stretch. You go to Chris Paul, the great playmaker, gets his own shot here, takes his time, and now he's going to find his buddy Blake Griffin with the no-look bounce dunk. Clippers by 4. Late
by the it's defense, it's leadership, effort, energy from Chris Paul.
Yeah, he's just done it all. I mean, he runs down O.J. Mayo there. That's a simple layup that he doesn't give up on the play. Here, dives, knocks it over to Blake Griffin to save a possession. Gets his shot anytime he wants. Again, on defense here, strips it away from Marc Gasol. Huge defensive plays down the stretch, and then offensively finds Blake Griffin for the easy dunk. It's like death and taxes. Give the ball to Chris Paul, and you know it's going to happen.
Meanwhile, Memphis 1 of 13.
A couple of guys said they didn't even know he was going to play today, so just a good job.
And the Grizzlies 6 of 9 from the field. Good start for them, not so for the Clippers. But here is Butler getting his second basket of the game, and it's a 6-point game. You know, so now the Clippers in position to tie the game or take the lead. Griffin ties the game. Blake Griffin, 12-12, 5.
And this is what you have to love. Look at the speed and the pace. Triple team right there. Get into Blake. You know, if you give Blake, Stoudemire, a lot of these guys man the ball, and that's what he expects in the fourth quarter.
Grizzlies regain the lead. Here's Griffin inside, and he ties it up once again. Griffin has 6. Paul guarded by Allen. That's the defensive shift. And Paul hits a 3. Chris Paul. 6 of 12, 50% from three-point range. We approach 4 minutes to go in the first. Butler, he'll try a 3, and he'll hit a 3. This is the three-point all-star shootout.
Yeah, and he's looking over here and be like, I'm checking him. I'm a fan. Let the chips fall where they may.
And Rudy Gay driving the ball deflected inside. And there is Jordan on the alley-oop from Paul. Spectacular lob city. It isn't always Blake Griffin, you know.
And to charge and put him in a bad position. But look, a point guard with 2 guys flying the wing, smart decision. Get it to your finisher.
Meanwhile, Griffin's got 2, like the first game of the series.
Welcome back to LA, where the Clippers lead the Grizz 26-23. And Part of that reason why is because of their leader, Chris Paul. As you see him getting the big fellas involved, getting easy buckets, make sure they're getting into the paint, and then after he does all that, he sets the table for himself.
And Cunningham and Pondexter, two good defensive players for Lionel Hollins, as Paul going against Allen, and I think he's taking that as a challenge, don't you think, tonight? Cunningham, Mark Gasol, and Gilbert Arenas. Easy layup that time, it appeared, for Paul.
That's because Reggie Evans.
Griffin, defenders all over him. Open in the corner, Chris Paul. 13 for Paul. Time clock running out. Paul with the drive and banks it in.
Do I want to continue to play Spates in the place of either Gasol or Zach Randolph, who's not the most productive?
And here is Jordan going up, basket counts, and the foul. Paul managed to get it to DeAndre Jordan, who converts.
So disheartening when you let a bad free throw shooter get an and one. You want to wrap him up even before he gets the chance, but a great job by Jordan, pump faking, keeping his feet, not traveling, getting one up, but you don't want to give an and one ever. And that's what you know is missing tonight, that total balance that they've had in the past.
Here's Paul feeding Blake Griffin. Foul. And Griffin is hit in the face.
That's what happens in the NBA. You go up in the paint, you get hit in the face, you get back up, you make the free throw. Great pass right there. Great pass right there. No checking Blake Griffin for Memphis, but Blake can use that to his advantage as well.
Here's Paul, lays it in. Chris Paul lays it in, claiming he was fouled as well, giving the Clippers the lead, and a timeout called by the Grizzlies. So they have 1 20-second timeout left, trailing by 2.
Chris Paul right here, he says, I'm not waiting for anybody to post up. This is my time when I take over. Gets contact, but finishes strong with the layup for his team.
Went right around Allen, the tough defender, and Paul now with 19 points.
Duck in, or maybe the second we've seen in this game. Memphis needs to keep doing more of that.
Here's Paul, puts the Clippers in front by 2. Paul now. Clock, Clippers ball. Paul gets open, hits. Chris Paul giving the Clippers a 3-point lead.
And then what happens? A couple seconds later, gets it to their point guard. And those are the plays that hurt right there.
Crowd is nervous, C-Web. Waiting in anticipation. Here is the lead-in banker by Paul. His third field goal here in overtime. And the Clippers with a 4-point. This is the overtime session. Critical fourth game of this Western Conference first round. Paul gets free again and hits again. 8 points for Chris Paul in overtime, a 6-point lead. What can't this man do?
If there is something I do not know yet, because I tell you, he's been in control, not only in the fourth quarter, but also in this overtime, taking his time, perusing, looking around, getting other guys involved, then taking the shot itself, saying, yeah, I came here to take us to the playoffs. That's what I'm doing. Clippers fans have known this all year, but they've had a lot to cheer about right here, overtime. Chris Paul saying, listen, I'll take it over, coming off the pick and roll, shooting over the bigger Gasol. Right here, coming in the middle, giving him a little pump fake. You ask, what can this guy do? I don't know, because he's done everything in the fourth quarter. Scoring, assists, rebounding, keeping his team in the game.
He has 8 of the Clippers' 12 points in the overtime session. Has actually outscored the Grizzlies 8-6 himself. Now, Memphis, they're trailing by 6.
Don't know what type of shot their coach asked them to get.
Man, Chris, you guys sure like to make the end of these games exciting. How are we able to edge them out here in overtime?
I don't know. It makes for good TV. You know what I mean? We just kept working. I think I was frustrated with myself for not getting a shot at the end of regulation. You know, that was one of the dumbest things I could have done, but we stuck together and got a good winning.
Well, I think you did a good job in the rest of the game there, Chris. And people are wondering if there's anything you can't do, but I know you like to talk about the team, and it really was a total team effort tonight. What does it do for the confidence when you see things, guys like Mo Williams, Nick Young coming off the bench hitting big threes? What does that do?
They hit big shots. This was a total team effort. Our big guy, Blake, had a great game tonight being aggressive, but in the end, it was our defense that won the game for us.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Guys, back to you.
Griffin scored 30 points tonight, and Conley with 25. Gay with 23 led the Grizzlies, who have their work cut out for them going home.
The Clippers looking to clinch and advance to the conference semifinals. Heading into Memphis, Chris Paul and company have a commanding 3-1 advantage in this 4-5 matchup. Here's Caron Butler, the big one-handed jam. Clippers led by 3 early in the first. Now midway through the first quarter, this is Zach Randolph working in the post and getting past Blake Griffin for the hoop and the foul. Memphis up 22-17. O.J. Mayo to Marc Gasol, and he goes in one-handed style. Memphis building an 8-point lead. Now Zach Randolph in the post, off balance, the shot and the foul. An opportunity for one more. Randolph had 15 in the first. Out of the second quarter, it's Rudy Gay deep in the post. The turnaround jumper goes for Gay, and it was 46-28. Back on the other end of the court, Mo Williams, the hook. No, Blake Griffin right there, soaring above the rim. It was just a 48-34 game. Now Marc Gasol keeps the ball, and then from 17 somehow manages to drop it in. 15-point lead. Mike Conley driving. Conley carving his way through the defense. Memphis led by as many as 24 in the third quarter. But the end of the third quarter was all about the Clippers. Part of a 14-2 run to end the frame. In the fourth quarter, Memphis began with a 12-point lead. Here's Chris Paul as they continue to chip away at the deficit. It was 79-71. Now Mo Williams. The pull-up from the foul line. 81-75. Just a 6-point game. Rudy Gay trying to stop the bleeding. Gay gets into the paint using the window. Back to a double-digit lead for the home team. Now Chris Paul, scary moment here. Strains his groin and was not available to come back during crunch time. Rudy Gay would take advantage here. The scoop to the hoop for the deuce. Despite nearly giving away a 24-point lead, this go-round, unlike Game 1, the Grizzlies hang on to win it. And there will be a Game 6. That'll take place Friday night at Staples Center.
We show you the highlights of Game 6 and how the Grizzlies forced a Game 7. The Clippers huddling up before the game, looking for their third playoff series win in franchise history. Caron Butler misses the floater. Mike Conley's going to take the rock from Zach Randolph, feed Rudy Gay. Smitty, I heard a tweet get him to the line, and he scores despite a bear hug from Randy Ford.
It was the little mental plays. If you're going to foul somebody, you cannot let him get the shot up, and that's what Randy Ford did, and Rudy Gay got it. And look at Caron Butler. Give him a lot of credit. He's playing with a glove.
The left hand is broken, the right hand is not, and he dunked that one with the right hand. Randy Foye misses, Zach Randolph rebounds, and the Memphis Grizzlies score on a mash by Tony Allen. And Ron, right here, Caron Butler kind of saying, Blake, you got to get back on defense.
And he was totally right. That was a situation where Blake should have gotten back and been in a situation where he could have at least clogged up the middle or given a hard foul.
Memphis had a 9-point lead at the end of one. Kenyon Martin was nice off the bench, 10 points on 5 of 6 shooting. L.A. was within 4, and then Chris Paul keeps L.A. down 4 with a jumper.
Nice move by him, and you can see Memphis throughout the night, the bigger defenders guarding him, whether it's Mayo, whether it's Pondexter, whether it's Tony Allen, but he's doing a good job of still attacking.
And then right here, Blake to Reggie Evans, and Reggie Evans picks up a technical foul, Ron, for what?
I'm still trying to figure out what that one was about. My partner right here swears they gave him that foul because of something that happened in possession prior, but right there, didn't see it.
Marc Gasol with the tap in, 13-7 at halftime, 23-9 in the game. Memphis led by 4 at halftime. Zach Randolph, 18-16 with 3 blocks in this jumper over DJ.
That's the step back without the jump. That's the jump shot while you stay on the ground. Give it to him, Zach.
Blake Griffin gave it to him on that with the left-handed slam. He had 17 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and hustle from Blake, diving to get the steal, Ron.
Excellent hustle that time by Blake. I thought that changed the tempo, the pace, the tone of this game at that point in time in the game.
We had a 2-point game, and then O.J. Mayo. Actually, we take another look here at Blake Griffin with the hustle, beating DJ. And then right here, you've got O.J. Mayo driving, called for the charge. It's been a frustrating series for him, and his coach had some advice for him.
Quit trying so hard. Just let it come. It'll be all right. All right?
Love that by Lionel Hollins, getting a chance to give him some positive talk. And you know what? O.J. Mayo's going to have a better Game 7 in Memphis.
Blake Griffin to Eric Bledsoe. Yeah, he got that baby to go. We were tied at 66 going to the fourth quarter. We're in the fourth now. Eric Bledsoe, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Ron, he was terrific.
He was. He filled in and filled that void that the Clippers needed in terms of scoring when they were keying in on Chris Paul.
The Clippers had an 8-point lead at the 7:57 mark, and then the Grizzlies and Rudy Gay went to work. A 10-0 run completed on this and won by Gay right here to give the Grizzlies the lead, 78-76.
You know, Rudy Gay made timely shots. You look in the stat sheet, you said he only had 13, but I bet 8 of them was big shots for him. And Kenyon Martin, I still will say it, is unreal that he can still jump at his age with all those injuries.
Unbelievable. He tied the game at 78 now, under 5 minutes to go. Tony Allen with the strip. Rudy Gay to Mike Conley, and Ronnie's going to mash a 3.
From the corner, Mike Conley, much improved jump shooter over his career.
He broke an 80 all-time. Memphis by 3. Then Marcus Gasol to Zach Randolph for the slam.
Play of the game.
Memphis up 5, 2:58 to go.
Love big to big, recognizing, yes, I accept the double team on the pick and roll, kick it to Marcus Gasol. I'm a big man that can pass, and he fouls Zach Randolph.
Under 30 seconds left, Memphis up 4. Tony Allen misses both free throws, but Randy Foye gets the rebound. It comes down out of bounds.
That was one of those situations where I think he could have just let it go, let Caron Butler get the rebound. But that's a sin of commission, not a sin of omission. He was trying to get the ball, just went a little too aggressively.
Randy Foye then in the closing seconds hits a 3 to make it a 2-point game, but the Clippers don't foul. Are you mad at the Clippers for not fouling, or happy with Memphis for getting it out of there?
Both. I mean, I'm talking about Marcus Gasol did a great job, and Mike Conley pushing the basketball, but you know after you score, you have to get matched up. Don't worry about the guy on the ball. Put 2 on somebody.
So the Memphis Grizzlies win Game 6, 90-88, and force a Game 7 Sunday in Memphis at 1 Eastern on ABC. The Grizzlies get their first road win versus the Clippers this year after 4 losses, and the Grizzlies win despite 22 turnovers and 10 missed free throws thanks to a plus 16 on the boards. Gasol and Randolph led the way once again.
This game, he is going to try to attack early and often, but it's Blake Griffin that I think all the pressure is on.
Was not looking for the pass and the turnover. Paul stops, puts it up and in. And right back to Paul. Kicks it out to Foye. Nice fake from Foye. Hand in his face and hits the jumper. Just their second.
Out to keep him from the offensive board.
And Paul knocks down the shot. Paul now 4 points and assists, 3 rebounds. And the Clippers an early 3-point lead.
Very good screen here by DeAndre Jordan, which got Chris Paul into that pocket for his pull-up. Well, I thought DeAndre Jordan played well last game.
Paul a little out of control down the other end. Griffin shot, banks it in, and a foul. The crowd upset. They thought Chris Paul traveled. He stayed with the play, got it to Griffin, and Griffin with a chance for a 3-point play.
I liked everything from the defensive end to the push of the ball by Chris Paul. Off balance. No travel. Well, yeah, it was a travel.
Oh, yeah.
But good finish by Blake offensively.
Shot clock again winding down. Saying that almost every possession for the Clippers. Young kicks it out. Paul for 3. Knocks it down as the shot clock expires. Eck back up to 5 for the Clippers. They've led by as many as 7. Chris Paul back-to-back jumpers, and that equals the largest lead of the half. What a difference on Evans, so Evans second.
Well, very good play by Mo Williams just to get rid of it, and then Nick Young, the extra pass. Very good spacing of the floor there, and a great screen by Reggie Evans, which got Chris Paul going north and south, being able to just knock Zach Randolph back enough.
Well, Chris Paul struggled with the hip injury most of Game 6. Had only 11 points for the entire game. He's got 9 already here in the first half. just past the midway point, second quarter of Game 7. Court vision with 5:55 remaining here in the second.
Well, a dying fundamental in our game is the solid screen. There, DeAndre Jordan, great screen to open up the Chris Paul jumper, and Reggie Evans here, full body screen, which allows Chris Paul, again, that pocket to... He didn't let Zach Randolph wedge him under. He pushed back and created space.
Nice feed inside. Martin with the finish on a pretty pass from Paul. And Kenyon Martin has had a time. A minute remaining. Paul, pull-up jump shot. That's good. Paul already has as many points in the first half.
Like how he's attacked in this game. And I think he's going to have to, because they just don't have enough offensive weapons. They're going at the smaller Conley and then using the great DeAndre Jordan screen. Another great screen by Reggie Evans. And then he's going at Hoosier Haddadi, right at him, and pulls up for the jump shot. Chris Paul. This is what he's going to have to do. Hey, go down with your best player shooting.
Let Chris Berman do it. Paul finds Williams. Nice little fake. Williams puts it up and puts it in. A two-pointer from Mo Williams.
Loose one on the floor.
He now has 8 rebounds and also 15 points.
And all they have to do to get a good shot is whoever's guarding Haddad.
Paul pulls up, puts it in. And Chris Paul puts the Clippers back up by 1.
Well, they set the screen very high on O.J. Mayo, which gives Paul the running start.
For Jeff Van Gundy, Doris Burke, producer Tim Corrigan, director Jimmy Moore, and our entire outstanding ABC crew, Mike Breen.